ちょっと早いですけど、なんかこれ多分ね30分カウントダウンありそうなんだよな。多分なんだけど、さあ0秒になりましたけど、はい、こんばんは。はい、こんばんは。これミスってる説ない？ 2 時になってるの。ミスってる説あるよね。あ、そうだよね。なんかコメントで待って、コメント欄表示しちゃってるけど、まあいいか、別に。多分 YouTube の方ね、30分のカウントダウンが始まってると思うんですよね。ちょっと見てみましょうか。あ、ですよね。こっからまた30分です。ははは。そんな気はしてた。あ、そう、BPF の方は、俺勘違いしてて、日本のオープンレックの配信が BPF の方かと思ってたんですよ。とは別で、オープンレックの公式配信があったんで、そっち OK よって言われたんで、そっちをやってます。神ゲーやってっすか、じゃあ。神ゲーやろうかな。よいしょ。
Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above.
ちょっと暇つぶしにやります。なんか30分後らしいんで。神ゲーマジで。ジューシュバス T シャツ普通に俺外でも着ようかなと思いますよ。これね、アイザックの伝説ですね。これが7周年記念配信ちゃんですか。おー、ボム。あ、やべやべやべやべ。 夜中やることなかったりして、でもなんかまだ眠くないなっていう時はだいたいこのゲームやってます、一人で。ははは。ローグライクゲーですね。潜るたんびに内容が変わるやつ。マジで神ゲーだよ。めちゃめちゃ暇つぶしできる。ああ、こいつ嫌い。お前も嫌い。なんか始まった。裏でなんか始まった。多分カウントダウンだなこれ。ちょい。あ、はめた。だよな。ちょい。オッケー。で、あとは非表示でいいかな。はい。そう、このキャラね、泣いてるんですよ。ツイッチを見てる人とか多分名残というかね、あるかもしれない。見覚えが。ビブレップミップみたいな泣いてるスタンプあるじゃないですか。これが元ですね。ツイッチで多分見たことあると思う。なんだっけこれ。ダメージアップか。神です。神でーす。あ、いた。強いぞお前。そう、元ネタこれですね。エンペラー何？あ、間違えた。無駄に使ったわ。あれこれなんだっけ？ HP 減ったら強化されるやつだっけな、確か。ならいらんわ。ミラー配信はね OK ですね。一応許可はいただいてるんで。これがビヘイビアちゃんと新作ですか？普通に神ゲーなんだよなこれ。このゲームはね、バインディング・オブ・アイザックっていうゲームですね。アイザックの伝説っていうゲームです。うわー、ダメージアップきちゃー。ビヘイビアのなんだっけ、ミートウェアメーカーね、多分ね、面白いゲームなんだろうけど、配信者的にはね、そんなに配信映えしないっていう。問題が。お金ねえな。なんか、 ああ、フォグの映像が流れてる。ちょ待ってなんか流れ出したぞ。こうしとくか。こうしよう。どうこれ。いい感じじゃない？俺が裏で何してるのかもまあ一応確認できて、ただ配信もどうなってるかが確認できるという。完璧です、これ。でんでんでんでんでんでんでんでん。あっ！お、ハローハロー。ウクライナ2期も見てます。会いたい。多分ウクライナ2期びっくりしてると思う。なんだこのゲームはって。これテロップで一応書いといた方がいいか。待ってますって。ああ、こいつ苦手なんだよな。公式配信見に来たらアイザックやってて草。だってさ、なんか、あ、やべ。だってさ、2時開始って、いやまあ2時半とは書いてたんだけど、配信自体なんか2時開始だったんで、あ、じゃあ2時かと思って始めたらカウントダウン始まったんで、ねえ、ちょっと暇つぶしでアイザックやってます、今。アイザックは神ゲー、アイザックは神ゲー、アイザックは神ゲー。あ、そう、もともとなんか、今月の24日に公式配信、その記念配信をやって、終わった直後に PTB 開始ですよってやりたかったんだけど、その、リークがあったせいで、早めましたって。マジかわいそうだよな。強いよ俺。マウス邪魔。あと17分もある。いや、リークはね、マジでユーザーが思ってる以上にね、被害でかいっすからね。あ、やばいやばいやばいやばい、危ない危ない。ユーザーはなんか、ああ、見れたラッキーって思う人もいるかもしれないけど。その、なんかどのタイミングで発表すれば、なんかワクワクしてもらえて効果的かみたいな。で、効果的っていうのも、その例えばさ、リークを見てない状況で 公式配信でこのキャラが出ますバーンって、この後すぐ PTB で使いますバーンってなったらさ、うおーってなるし、まあちょっとあれの話、買ってもらいやすいんすよね。けどリークがあるとそのウオーがなくなるんで買ってもらいにくくなるんですよ。その新鮮味というかあれがなくなって。なのでユーザーが思ってる以上に結構損害大きいっすね、リークは。はい、おはようございます。あべえ。危なっ。なのでまあ万が一見てしまったとしても、そもそもまあリークをしないのが一番いいんですけど、見る側になったとしても拡散をしないっていうのが一番あれなんじゃない、できることじゃない。待って、これでっかっ。でっか。何これ、強っ。おらおら、いや強っ。ブリュー。この溜めてる顔かわいいな。無駄なダメージを食らっちまった。おろおろおろおろおろおろおろおろおろ。微妙いな。ちょっと BGM というかこれ出しとくか。え？やばい、なんか遅れちゃった。やばいやばい。あ、違うやめてください。よし。あ、危ない。おもろ。あ、やばいやばいやばい。ちょっと待って、画面見てなかった。まずい。やばい。よし。バーン。これ強え。最強だ。 さあ何がもらえるかな。これにするか。よし。おっつー。ダメージエグすぎだろ。あー、やばいやばい。こいつ嫌い。てかすごいこの時間お腹すくな。マジ腹減ったわ。いや昨日さ、ちょっと聞いてくださいよ。昨日めっちゃ腹減ってさ、コンビニ夜中行ったんすよ。何があったと思う？味噌菌。味噌菌はね、買いたかったんですけど、買えなかったっすね。もうなかったわ。多分もう転売されてら。いや、それがですね、マジでたわいもない話なんですけど、別に。買ったのがね、まずレモンドを買って、でそれのつまみで、やばいやばいやばいやばい、死ぬ死ぬ死ぬ。ああ、それのつまみでスモークタンと、あと最強どん兵衛とスイカバーと、あとなんだっけ、おにぎりと、あとあれだ、鶏軟骨を買ったんすよ。全部平らげました。マジで最近デブです。俺のこの食欲を止めてくれ誰か。やべ。お、いいね。なんかちゃんとね、ちょっと朝はまだいいとして、昼をちゃんと食うようにしたらね、なんかちゃんと夜お腹すくようになった。食べないとお腹空かないことが分かりました。27歳にして。うわ、お前ら嫌い。なんであった。え、なんだろう。最悪すぎる。もうそろ始まるし、リセットするか。死にます。あれ、死なないの？何これ、どういう状況？ HP ないんですけど。バグった？どういう状況これ？ ガチわからん。お渡し気になったわ。なんか知らんけど。あと何分？あと5分か。もうそれだね。てんてんてんてん。当たんね。これ俺絶対死んだ。ということで、まあ残りは公式配信のこのなんか映ってるやつ見るか。
Mais c'est pas possible d'être un génie pareil.
非常口ここに来い。
お、ベルクラさんじゃん。あ、ベルクラさん、おーい。
来い。イエーイ。
いつもコメントどうやって見てるんですか？なんかダッシュボードで見てますね。なんかすげえ止まるんだけど、なんだ？
Oh yeah, they're not able to get that heal. Wait, what? Right? I thought I heard something, but maybe I'm just crazy?
なんか画質ガビッガビじゃない？何これ。こっちの方がいいか。すげえ止まる。何？重い。
Let's go。
あ、でもこの画面は軽いし画質いいわ。いいね。あと3分か。飛んだくね。なんか飛んだぞ。大丈夫？飛ぶな。大丈夫？1分ぐらい遅れてる？マジ？ちょっと待って。リロードし直すわ。ちょっと待って。それは1分はね、聞き捨てならんっすね。どう？飛びまくりじゃない？どうした？大丈夫か？おい、DbD7 って打ったら40万 BP もらえるらしいぞ。みんな急げ。トラップ、爽やかチャーム。何これおまかん？マジ？待って。なんで？これでどう？ これさ、貞子ライジングって書いてあるからこれ大丈夫？これ DbD っていうよりかは、なんか貞子要素強いけど。始まった？向こう始まったっちょっとずれすぎじゃねこれ。なんだ？なんかちょいちょい飛ぶんだよな。何これ？分裂が遅いな、多分これ。まあしょうがない。まあこれはこれでもう見ましょうか。はい。飛び飛びすぎだろ。ちょっと飛び飛びすぎだって、さすがに。ちょっとひどいなこれ。ちょっと待って、これは何？オマカンそれともオープンレックが悪い？ちょっとひどいね。
Welcome once again to Dead by Daylight's anniversary. 7 years later.
とりあえずリロードし直しました、もう一回。
Extremely proud to be here once more to celebrate this
YouTube のがいい。
occasion with all of you. We have quite a lot of really show you for the next year and beyond. We're going to talk
YouTube でも字幕ないんだよな。
To tell you all about it, I'd like to before I also have quite a big surprise that I'm not gonna spill just yet, but stick around and we have
まあしょうがない。もう我慢するしかない。
Thank you, Matt, for the intro. Hey, my name is Eric Pope. I'm the community director here at Behavior. I've been here a little over by the passion of the DbD player community.
字幕あんの？じゃあそっち見ようぜ。そっちの方がいいわ。あ、ほんとやん。字幕あるやん。叫んじゃねえよ。
Because the player's at the center of everything that we're doing, we want to be in more places to hear your feedback. The Xbox official clubs, we're now on PlayStation News, we're talking on Steam forums. We're regular again. So look forward to all of that coming over the next year.
ねえねえ。
Now I think,
じゃあこっちで見るわ。
the most important platform of them all. No joking aside.
じゃあこっちで見るわ。
Actually, today we are launching our TikTok channel as well. We found that there's actually a really thriving DbD community on TikTok, and we want to be there talking to you, creating fun content with you. So we're really happy to be there now. But I think we should move on with the show itself. Did you know, Matt, that over the 7 years, there's been over 1.8 billion trials?
What?
Yes, billion with a B. And to that note, DbD is not slowing down at all.
We wouldn't know how.
No, we wouldn't and we couldn't. So let's talk through what you're going to see today. We're going to kick things off with the year 8 roadmap. That's going to show you everything that's coming across the year to DbD. Following that, we're going to take you through the reveal of our next chapter, which is some incredible original stuff you're not going to want to miss. After that, we've got gameplay updates. After that, we've got quality of life updates. And then a new segment has come to the show. This is actually something that's really cool. We're going to take you beyond the core game of DbD to show you how we're expanding other places and in other ways that you might not be expecting.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Speaking of exciting, we have new cosmetics.
新しいスキンの公開。ほう。
I think are going to surprise people. I'm so psyched about those. And we're going to round it out with news about the in-game 7th anniversary event, which is better than ever, actually. It's going to be a really exciting one this year. And of course, as Matt mentioned, you do want to stick around for whatever he's hiding, because I actually know what it is, and it's incredible.
いやー、ネメシスにロケラン持たせてくれるんやろうな。
So, thank you so much for joining us. Sit back, relax. We've got a great show. And now I think we should get on to it.
ポップコーン買ってくればよかったな。まあいいか。Enjoy! Yeah!
Hello everyone and welcome to the roadmap segment of the 7th year anniversary stream for Dead by Daylight. I'm Stéphane Beauchamp, head of production.
And I'm Justin Brown, product director. We're really glad to be here celebrating another amazing year of Dead by Daylight.
あれ
Today in this segment, we'll take a look at our upcoming pillars for year 8.
左の人に俺ツイッターフォローされてんだよな。この人だよな、確か。
Before going any further, I do want to take a brief moment to give a big shout out to the amazing team that's been working on the game for the past years. They put amazing effort and dedication into that and really allow us to get the game to the state it is today. It's just absolutely amazing and a pleasure to work with the entire team.
Agreed.
監視されてて
We put
草。
out two particularly interesting chapters, I feel, amongst others. But first, Forge and Fog
はいはいはい。
allowed us to tap into a new
ないとね、
we've never really
実
had
際
a
ま
chance
あ
to
今
before.
来てみたけど、
Medieval
いいキラーだと
is
思
something
う。
we hadn't explored. So our first foray into that and how that ties into the horror teams and all, that was very interesting to navigate. And the second one, for the first time, we have released a first ever sequel to a licensed chapter in Resident Evil Project W.
はいはいはい。
Such
いい
a brilliant
ね。
cool addition to the game, I think, bringing in a lot of characters people love and they have been really fun to play with ourselves.
Absolutely. Wesker was so well done. One of my favorite killers to play, personally. And it was right around the time that he released that we also did the Prestige update, making it easier than ever for you to sort of unlock all of your perks throughout all of your characters. We also, shortly after the Prestige update, reduced the blood point total.
ブラッドウェーブ周りはすごい楽になったね。
All
確かに。
items. We followed that up with bots.
あ、これ神。
bots
うん。
specifically in custom matches, which was super useful. Practice your killer in a custom match. It's awesome. We did two important quality of life updates to the archives. One being the ability to select quest per role, and then the second, just that in-game toast notification so you can track progress in a match, which is ever so helpful. And then last but not least, last year we said we were going to make our events bigger and better, and we feel like we really delivered that with last year's Halloween. Probably the biggest, best event we've done in Dead by Daylight.
本当？
Absolutely.
本当に？
Now,
これベスト。
switching gears,
まあまあ
we're
まあ。
going to give you guys a first peek at the upcoming content you can expect us to release throughout this next year. First and foremost, of course, there are going to be again 4 new chapters that include killers.
ハロウィンイベントあんまり記憶にないんだよな。
What you
何やっ
will
たっけ？
notice on the graphic today is that there are also 2 survivor-only chapters being released in this
Oh.
next year.
サバ
A
のみ。
lot to unpack, changing the pace a little bit, but it's not straying too far away from what we've been used to over the past. As is tradition, we will be actually taking a peek at the next upcoming chapter, an original one in a segment that follows very shortly after this one. Again, we're exploring another theme we really haven't had the chance to in the past, so that's pretty exciting, both in terms of the characters and the
ニコラス・ケイジともう一人か、じゃあ。
The next 2 killers that will follow after that are going to be
ほう
licensed and
2名ともコラ
I
ボ
would say licensed with a big
ほうマジで
really iconic additions to the game.
ものすごく
Extremely excited to be
ビッグな
able to
コラ
talk
ボ
a little bit more about
マ
that.
ジ
Unfortunately, a little too early today to be able to do that. We've started to play with them.
ファイブナイツ・アット・フレディーズがいい
How
な
the characters are going to shape up, and it's pretty exciting to actually have those additions to the game.
Yes.
So more to come later this year. In addition to that, moving away from the chapters, we will also have 4 new tomes added to the game throughout the year, as we usually have over the past years. So, moving away from our chapters and archives, we'll now deep dive into the 4 pillars that compose the roadmap for the year. And as players will see, they're a continuity from what we've been doing over the last years.
Of course, and though the pillars might look the same, the projects we work on under each pillar changes from year to year. The first pillar is something we've already
なん
talked
か
about.
最強キラーが映って
Events
ますね
evolution, we're calling this pillar.
強そう
We do plan on taking our 4 sort of pillar events and making them even bigger, even better than they have been in the past, including last year's Halloween, which we plan on sort of one-upping again this year. But in addition to those 4 pillar events, we're also going to look at adding a few more smaller events spread throughout the year.
And for those of you who have been with us for a long time, you might already know what the smell of barbecue is in the game. I know you love barbecue.
Love barbecue.
We all do. For those of you who don't, well,
本当に
you'll get to see it very shortly. But really, the goal is to give you more to play with at all times in the game and something to work towards too.
バーベキューっていう単語に
Second
はちょっ
pillar
と
is trust and security.
敏感で
This
す
is
よ
more important to us than ever in Dead by Daylight.
バベチリじゃなくてバ
This
ーベキューイ
pillar
ベントか
both
も
reflects the systems that we're putting in
もうすぐ
place
夏だ
and
し
making
ね
more secure, but also the way we're communicating with our players.
マジ
The first one, the former of those, we're really
あの
excited
紙
that
イベ
we're about to launch a vulnerabilities disclosure program, which will
多
allow
分
us to
今
work
まで
with people
DbD やってきた中で
report
一番の
threats
神イベ
about the game, about our servers, etc., and really facilitate us closing those potential weaknesses that we knew
一
or
番
did
の
not
神
know
イベ
about
です
within
あ
the
れ
game. So very, very excited to launch this. This is going to be coming up in the near future, so you can stay tuned for more info about that.
Yes, I'm super excited for when we're able to share a little bit more information with everybody.
BP クソうまかったんですよね。
Next up, we're
サバイ
also
バ
going to be looking at revamping our
ーす
sort
る
of
か
streaming strategy. We
発
want
電
to
機直
make
すた
sure
ん
that
び
we're
に
able to
15,000 点ぐらい入って
view
た気が
our
する。
players
確か。
more often, offer a higher level of transparency.
で、デザインとかフックとか、
updates on the progress on
発電機のデザインがめちゃくちゃ良くて、
we're going to be
で、
announcing
限定
and
スキンも
talking
も
about
らえたし。
throughout this stream today. We plan on doing that by doing live streams more consistently to celebrate, new chapter releases, large key beats, and generally just being in contact with you, our community, consistently throughout the year. One of those topics is very likely to be our next pillar, which is live balance.
おう、ライブバランス。
Very dear to us. It's something I spend a lot of time thinking about
ナースが映ってますね。
and something that I won't go too deep into today because we will be talking about our live balance plans in a little bit, right?
Yeah, we'll have Nat and Jeff coming up in a future segment and talk about what type of projects we have planned for the coming months on that specifically.
Awesome.
Very excited, very important for us, and we know how dear to the community's heart this also is. A pretty hot topic in general, I would say. Last but not least, quality of life is a staple pillar on which we have continuously worked throughout the years, and this is all about the UI and feature improvements we make to the game as a more general type of thing. One improvement we did last year was the Survivor HUD, which facilitates exchange and communication between players, even if they're not talking with each other directly, to make sure you can always make a better decision as a survivor when you're playing the game, because you know what's happening a little bit more than you used to in the past. In addition to that, you've talked about the improvements we made to the progression and made it faster to level up, but we made it even faster by allowing you to just spend a ton of
これは神アップデートだったね。ブラッドウェーブの自動で振ってくれるやつ。
get it through with with upgrading your characters and leveling up much faster in the Blood Web.
It feels great.
It does. And finally, the map repeat prevention feature, which was released a few months ago.
おい、
Again, another addition.
これ今停止しとるぞ。
into the game. Some of you might have felt like
この前2回短時間でボルゴに当たったぞ。
often tapping like 2 or 3 times into the same
おい、
map and such, and this is really
今それ停止しとるぞ。 大丈夫
as
か？
possible, so a very cool addition. We're not going to go too much in detail today, or at least in this specific segment, to talk more about quality of life features, but we'll have 2 new faces, Rafael and Pamela, who are going to be coming up.
最近働いてない気がする。今、オフになってますね。停止してます、この機能。
A few features that we have under works right now and that are going to be coming up in your
発表されてないけど、運営が誰かのリプで、今停止してますってリプで言ってた。
And we thank you again for an amazing 7 years celebrating Dead by Daylight with us, and we look forward to many more. Next up is our friend Dave Richard to give you a first look at our next upcoming Dead by Daylight chapter. Enjoy.
Hey, I'm Dave Richard, Creative Director of Dead by Daylight. I'm super happy to be with you today to celebrate our 7th anniversary and to show you a first look at our latest chapter and transmission. Let's take a look at the trailer.
It wasn't programmed to harm the crew.
Ooh.
It was supposed to help us build a safer home, but something happened. It became self-aware. It has no empathy. It doesn't feel pain. It learns at an impossible rate, and it won't stop until we are dead. Or worse.
Ooh.すげえ、これ新キラーと新サバイバーだ。あれだね、周年記念前回ドレッジだったじゃん。なんかクリーチャー系続いてるよね。
completely new genre of horror for Dead by Daylight. We are going to explore sci-fi horror. So this will bring us to a distant, unknown planet.
未来の惑星なんだ。え、 ついに別の惑星に行っちゃった。
Traditionally, I would be taking some time with you today to go over the characters and the map of the chapter, but this year we're doing things a little bit differently with a behind the scene video. We want to show you the process of creating a chapter.
確かになんかミートやメーカーに似てるな。
New faces that you might not have seen before, of amazing people that are working hard to make these chapters possible. Let's take a look. For the anniversary, we've prepared a very special original chapter.
On a de la chance sur
DbD
d'avoir un lore qui permet beaucoup de flexibilité et de possibilités.
This is a big deal for
Ishimura
the
kana?
universe because we're going to explore a new genre in horror. We're going sci-fi. I think that any kind of subject and genre can be rewrapped and reimagined as horror, and sci-fi is definitely not an exception. There are three big themes that we wanted to explore in that new realm. First of all, it's clearly an alien world. We wanted you to feel like you are far from home.
カラス以外の動物いるのなかなか珍しくない？
The second one is that we wanted to make sure that the human technology looked weak, lo-fi, so that you never feel safe within these constructions that they've brought on the settlement. And the last thing we've added to the mix are traces of a long-lost alien civilization.
Donc, comme vous pouvez imaginer, toute l'équipe a été très excitée de travailler sur un chapitre pareil de science-fiction.
すげえなまってんな。
Et en même temps,
何なまりこれ。
le défi qu'on a eu, ça a été d'amener toute cette consistance, cette relation entre les personnages, l'environnement. Tout a été pensé visuellement pour que le joueur se sente en danger constant. Et la tension est accentuée par la présence de ce tueur qui est une intelligence artificielle qui se nourrit de l'environnement et qui est intéressé par récupérer plusieurs ressources pour se construire un corps parfait pour devenir l'arme ultime.
何言ってるかわかんねえや。お願いします。やめてください。クソアップだけはやめてください、本当に。
Hostile et sauvage d'un autre monde.
人を殺すように設計されていますだって。なんか字幕飛び出してね。大丈夫これ。
super threatening in the organic design and the design of the plants. Everything kind of looks like it could kill you. We try to have like very creepy looking texture, very organic texture you would find in nature. We would try to bring it into the designs of the plants and the vegetation in general. The main building, the idea was to show there was a safe space for the characters. As you can see, it's on stilts. It's elevated compared to the map. The idea was to show that the map is very dangerous and this place should be safe for you. But the interesting idea we had is that once you get into the structure, it's actually more dangerous or looks more threatening.
Whoa. 来た。
The singularity is an AI that is supposed to
AI なんだ。へえ。
on this new planet. But while it was scouting, it got in touch with a piece of old alien technology and was enlightened. And now
クリーチャーっていうよりかは機械なんだね。
So this killer is an interesting take on the cyborg. We're used to see organic character using pieces of machinery to become more powerful. But the singularity is doing it in reverse. It is a simple piece of technology using a cloning technology to get organic material and flesh to become more powerful.
Well, the inspiration of the killer
若干武器人間集するな。
sci-fi killer, so you're going to be able to go around the map and set up these biopods, spread your consciousness inside of these biopods, and then if you're able to catch a survivor inside of your reticle, you'll be able to infect them, appear next to them, and then you'll be able to attack them and keep the chase going. One of the important things for survivors is teamwork, trusting each other, working together. So with this
ちょっと不安なことがあるんだけど。
in the slipstream is that once a survivor is tagged or infected, you can spread that influence to other survivors.
ほう、他の生存者にも広げる。
So survivors will be less likely to work together, and there'll be more discord between them.
いやー、見た目楽しみなんだけど、ちょっと探知系って聞くと嫌な思い出が。 ちょっと嫌な思い出が。大丈夫かな？
montre que tout s'est pas très bien passé. Et le dernier survivant de cette expédition loupée, c'est Gabriel.
Our survivor, Gabriel Soma, is quite resourceful. He's able to troubleshoot some pesky issues on the survivor side, and he's able to adapt very quickly to be able to bring the killer away from the other survivors. He's able to protect the others.
So even though we are in a setting that's so far from home, in the future, we wanted to make sure that Gabriel was a grounded character, that any of us could recognize ourselves in him.
この新サバイバーのさ、スキンにあれ欲しい。宇宙服とか欲しくない？丸い、頭丸いやつ。どうせ宇宙だったらさ、宇宙服欲しくない？
apprécieront cette relation qui est entre tous nos assets, d'environnement, de personnages, à cause de l'histoire que l'on raconte, et aussi par le travail qui a été effectué par toute notre équipe pour
バズライトイヤーみたいなやつ。
et dangereuse possible.
お、メメントっぽくねこれ。うわー、見た今の。見た。
As always, you'll be able to play with the content of this chapter during the PTB right after this broadcast. For everyone else, the chapter becomes available on June 13th.
6月13日
Before I leave,
公開。
I want to take some time and thank all of you, veterans and newcomers alike, to play Dead by Daylight and to be part of this incredible journey with us. I want to wish you a happy 7th anniversary. May the year be
あれ思い出した。ソウのさ、音出したらさ、尖った鉄パイプが迫ってきて、最終的に目えぐられるのを思い出した。
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie, Team Lead Community Manager for Dead by Daylight, and I'm joined here today with a very special guest.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeff, and I'm a game designer on Dead by Daylight.
Thank you so much for joining me, Jeff. I can't wait to talk a little bit more about a topic that is always top of mind for our community, gameplay. So we have some quick updates for you today. Jeff, let us know what they are.
あれ、喉だっけ？
As you know, the game design team has many features and updates planned for this year. However, we'll be focusing on 3 specific topics.
ハゲトレやないか。
We're going to be talking about continued gameplay updates, map balance, and finally, plans to address face camping by Daylight.
I'm excited to dive
キャンプの対応にさ。
So without further ado, let's jump right in. I know last year we launched one of the biggest perk updates in Dead by Daylight ever, and it's
いや、ちょっとコメント見よう、コメント見よう。あ、コメント見れねえわ。
But
そうだこれ。
that's
あ、
not
ちょっ
what
となん
we're
か。
past. What we're going to be focusing on a little bit more is the process that we're looking to take consistently moving forward as a community and design team when it comes to these gameplay updates. So, Jeff, what more can you share with us on that?
Well, as you said, last year we launched our biggest perk update ever in Dead by Daylight, and it had a significant impact on the perk meta. We saw a lot of perks fall out of the meta and new perks rise to the top.
逆に新しく主流メタが踊り出た。死体蹴りされてるだけなんだよな。
And it was super interesting to see, by the way. But moving forward, or for this year, we're not planning to have a major shakeup like we did last year. Instead, we've revisited our live design process to allow us to make changes at a faster rate. Instead, we'll be focusing on smaller, more focused balance updates with each update this year.
That makes a lot of sense, and of course, it's one of the reasons why we listen so closely to player feedback as a whole. But it does sound like we're going to be able to
こいつが元凶かとか言われて。
your team, and we're discussing when it comes to these kinds of updates a little bit faster than before. Am I right?
Absolutely, and I think the best example for that was the previous PTB that we had. We had a proposed list of changes that went onto the PTB. The community gave a lot of feedback, and your team reported that to us, and we made some small adjustments. Well, we made quite a few adjustments.
マシュ再評価の流れが。
Pretty happy with the result. So our intention
これ黒幕です。
to give us the flexibility to analyze, adjust, and observe the outcome more frequently. That way, similar to what happened in the previous PTB,
マシュ再評価の流れが。
we can readjust it before.
マシュ悪くなくねって。
Even after it goes live, right? Like we're still listening for feedback, and we'll make further adjustments if needed.
Exactly. It's this ongoing process that never really ends. So I think that's something really important to highlight. But of course, we know that this doesn't only apply to things like perks and add-ons. We also are aware of some of the comments you folks are leaving about maps. So we are very happy to announce that moving forward, we plan on having map balancing as part of these regular gameplay updates as well. What more do you have to say on that, Jeff?
First, I mean, I can already hear the players rejoicing from really far away because this has been a hot topic for a very long time in Dead by Daylight. And I think you'll agree, and the players
ありがとうマッシュ。このゲームをプレイさせてくれて。
are seen as either killer-sided or survivor-sided. And our goal with integrating into the live design process is really to make them feel more balanced, so creating a more even playing field for both sides. We started this process with the Raccoon City Police Department, then we followed suit with the Area of Crows map, and finally, the most recent ones were Bloodlodge and
最近ね、
And what's
当選
cool
入り
about
ま
these
したね。
changes is that they can be as small as moving a small location for totems or generators to reviewing pallet safety so we can make a pallet more safe or less safe, to bigger things like changing the map layout or changing building layouts.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I know our team's already coming through a lot of the feedback. Your team's already looking at how we can integrate some of that feedback. But looking toward the future a little bit more, what kind of maps are we going to be targeting next? I think I know what it might be.
We need a drum roll over here.
I know.
We really do. Because this one is a big one, and I'm sure that the longtime players will be ecstatic to hear that the next two maps that we're targeting are some of the
悪名高いマップの部類に。
I'm talking about two cold wind farm maps, Fractured Cowshed and Rancid Abattoir. But what's important to remember is that integrating this into the live design process means that we'll be
ランシットはまだいいとして、フラクチャードを。ほう。
Yeah, definitely. And it's also one of the reasons why it's so crucial that you let us know what your feedback is regularly through the official channel in particular. Of course, I believe we're going to be having this update for Cold Wind going live sometime before the end of the summer, so make sure to keep your eyes and your ears peeled for more information. You know I had to sneak in a corny pun. You know it.
ボルゴはね、とりあえず色変えてほしい。本当にそれだけ、とりあえず。板もそうだけど、とりあえず色だね。
And that is something to
おお、来た
with
来た来た来た来た来た。
So if you're new to Dead by Daylight, if you've never heard this term before, face camping is basically a term used to describe
フェイスキャンプって言ってるからな。多分、
They're waiting for that hook survivor to die on hook, and this is usually happening either for a large portion of the match.
フェイスキャンプのことだと思うんだよな。
We know that face camping can be
キャンプって言っちゃってるけど、字幕は。
but of course also the other people in the match.
ガチのフェイスキャンプじゃない。
We're looking to test out a new feature that's going to help
対応しようとしてんの。
face camping as a whole. So Jeff, tell us how it works.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that as an altruistic survivor, it's really difficult for me to play against someone who's face camping because I just want to help and I can't. So I'm stuck, doing generators instead, which is fine, but I'd rather help my teammates. But yes, so the way the system works is that the hooked survivor has a meter on their screen, and it fills up based on the killer's distance to the hooked survivor. So the closer the killer is, the faster it fills up. The further they are, the slower it fills up until it doesn't fill up at all because they're not within a certain radius. And once it's full, the hooked survivor can unhook themselves. And what's great about this is that it the full benefits of being unhooked. So it's as though a teammate has unhooked them, or they unhook themselves with the perks such as delivery. So for those of you who don't know, that means they'll get the haste status effect and the endurance status effect, so they're pretty safe at that stage.
That is so awesome here. I know folks at home are probably already thinking about a bunch of things on this topic, so I'm going to start with probably one
マッシュ、こいつ止めろって。
and that's what happens if the killer's forced
マッシュ。
There's like multiple survivors swarming the hook. They're
マッシュ、自分の部下暴走しとるの。
slow down or
大
turn
丈夫
off
か
or be otherwise affected.
That's a great question. And yes, there are some scenarios where it either slows down or turns off. So for the first one that you mentioned, where survivors are swarming the hook, as soon as there is one other survivor within that same radius, the meter will build up a lot.
ああ、でも、誰か一人でもいたら、大幅にゲージは遅くなると。
As for the second option that we talked about, which was turning it off, once the exit gates are powered, the feature is completely turned off. So you can defend your only objective, again, without having to worry about the survivor unhooking themselves.
That makes a lot of sense. Of course, we're going to be so eager to hear what you folks are going to say on this matter. And for the most part, it really does sound like this feature is targeting those most egregious cases of face camping, where it's really used kind of in a spot that's way too early in the game, or in a spot that's really not going to make sure that the match is as fun as possible. So with that said, though, when can folks expect to get their hands on this feature?
ウケるっしょ。マジウケるな。ハイズリナースとハイズリブレタやるか。マジでスルメリット聞いていくな、なんか知らんが。おもろ。
And even once it goes live,
まあ
we'll
まあ
still
ま
be
あ
listening
まだ
and
詳細は
evaluating
ね
feedback to make further
出てないんで
adjustments, just to make sure that, it's as good as it can be.
Of course, yeah. And again, TLDR, we are eager to hear those thoughts, so let us have them on the official channels as much as possible. We are always keeping an eye out. But I think that's it. That's a wrap for our quick gameplay updates segment. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for joining me, Jeff, again.
ありがとうな、ジェフ。ありが
It was
と
a
う。
lot of fun. If you're interested in learning more about this, please head on over to deadbydaylight.com after the broadcast, where there's going to be an in-depth article looking at all three of these topics in a little more detail.
だんだんなんかセノバイトに見えてきた
More
わ。
gameplay updates are coming this year, so stay tuned to our official channels to hear more news on that. Finally, our next segment is going to feature Raph and Pamela. They're going to be talking a little bit more about some highly anticipated
おい、またツイッター荒れるってこれ。
in the game
ツイッター荒れる
soon.
の
Stick around. You do not want to miss this.
We'll see you in the fall.
あ、もう怖いって明日からの配信。絶対コメントであれじゃ
It's
ん。
time. Finally, I've been holding this in for too long. I can finally
絶
tell
対
you
さ
about our next
いや
survivor. Oh.
人自力フックやばいと思いませんかっていうコメントでいっぱいになるって。明日からの配信。俺の配信。怖いって。
Hi everyone. Glad to be here to celebrate Dead by Daylight's 7th anniversary. My name is Raphael, producer on DbD, and today I'm pleased to be with Pam as well.
Hi Raph. Hi everyone. My name is Pamela. I'm the lead UI designer on Dead by Daylight as well. And we're so happy to be here today because we want to share with you some of the great quality of life improvements that the team is working really hard for year 8.
So before we dive into the good stuff, today our goal is to give you an idea on when we
あ、面
plan
白
to deliver
い。
those
いや、まあ、全然そのコメントしてもらっていいですけど。全然いいですけどね。
priorities and timelines can shift, but we're more dev focused like
逆にそのまま
team
実装してほしい
this
わ。
year. We'll make sure to keep
面白そう。
in the loop. All right, let's get to it. So, Pam, to start, I think you have something that the community has been
多分これマッシュ悪くねえぞ。
So we all know Dead by Daylight has been live for 7 years now. And if you have been playing the game since the start, there's no way your inventory isn't full of perks, outfits, and charms, and add-ons and items. Because we did release a lot of content back in the time. But last year, we did introduce the feature called Loadout Preset, which means that you were able to manage this process a little bit easier. But right now we're
ついに俺もあれか、韓国で有名なキャンパーの称号を下ろす時が来たか。
because we're adding finally
韓国に返す時が来たわ。
to help you find quickly whatever you're looking for. So on the loadout search, you're just gonna need to
多分、そう、多分ね、マシューも今回の発表で、そんなことすんのって思ってるかもしれん。もしかしたら。
So let's say I'm looking for the perks affecting generators. I just type in generator, and voila, all the related perks will be displayed.
ちょっと待って。
Exactly.
Oh, I can see how it's gonna be.
ちょっと待ってください。
Yes. And not just that.
日本語打てません。
This feature is also gonna be available in all platforms.
DbD ゲーム内で日本語打てません。
Either to test it, because this feature is gonna be available today on the PTB update that we're gonna be releasing right after this broadcast.
Amazing. We really hope you're gonna enjoy.
Yes. So as we're talking about improvement,
これはね、英語を覚えましょうというやつですね。
really interesting for us today.
Yeah, we got a lot of requests on this feature. All DbD players know that sometimes when a survivor disconnects, well, it put the rest of the group at huge disadvantage, and it's safe to say that at this point.
いや、どうなんだこれ。検索機能嬉しいけど、個人的にはなんか、ごちゃごちゃってするより、ティーチャブルで並べてくれるだけでよかったんだけど、まあいいか。あ、いいよ。
Maybe this bot will be even
いいよ。
better than the player who just disconnected. So, joking aside,
ディスコネした人の代わりに AI が動いてくれるって、いいよ。これはいいね。素晴らしい。
Yes, and also to make sure that no one is left in the dark, what we're gonna do is, as soon as a bot spawns in, every survivor and every killer on the game, they're gonna be made aware through the UI, as well as a sound cue, whenever they see there is a survivor disconnect bot in the match they're playing.
And right now, we plan to release the feature this summer.
Yeah.
So for the next feature, If you're playing online game, I'm pretty sure you're gonna recognize what Pam is about to mention.
Yes, this is something that we are super excited because the team is really working hard in trying to come up with an entirely new type of cosmetics, so you'll be able to showcase your personality on Dead by Daylight even more. So what we're talking about here,
プレイヤーカード、へえ。
and what means for us on Dead by Daylight is, alongside your name, you're probably gonna be able to assign a banner and an icon, and you will be able to earn those cosmetics during the fall. This is where we're planning, but the idea is they're going to start as standard rewards in every tome, and we're still going to be working on other ways for you to earn those cosmetics in the future. So we're not stopping there.
That's awesome. Can't wait to share my custom icons and banners.
Yes. One last thing, Raph, I know you have something that ties everything that we're talking about here related to improvements.
Yeah, as we said today, we're constantly working on making DbD a safer, but also a more secure environment for all players. And the report system is an integral part of that. Right now, how it works, at the end of the game, if a player wants to report people because of bad conduct, hacking, or other reason, they can. But let's be honest, there is not much visibility on that process. But it's important to say that our team has always been committed to taking action on this report. Soon, thanks to our upcoming feature, the player report feedback, we will let you know when an action has been taken against a player you reported.
And also to highlight even more, not only every report that every player does is really appreciated, but we are really taking serious and having those
これね、神です。
done, yeah, on our side.
Yeah, and as for now, we plan to release the feature over the summer. And that's it for today. Thanks for another amazing year. Thank you so much, Pam, for being with us today.
Thank you, Raph.
Next up, an exciting look at what lies
そう、なん
ahead
か
in the world of Dead
通
by
報し
Daylight.
て
Enjoy the
い
rest
つ
of
対
the
応しますよ
broadcast.
っていうのが分かるって感じ。なんだなんだなんだえコミック BGM かっこよ。あー、リージョンあの4人のコミックってこと多分。BGM かっこよ。めっちゃかっこいいやん。ダンダン。なんすかこれ。あ、モバイルだ。ん？いやー、スキンいいなー、モバイル。いや、かっこよ、メメント。なんだそれ。おー、逆輸入してくれよこれ。え、これメメント？いや違うな、ムービーか、さすがにびっくりしたわ。
Hi, I'm Stephen Mulrooney, Executive Vice President of Digital at Behavior Interactive. As someone who's been on Dead by Daylight since the very beginning, it's been amazing to see the ways both the game and its community have grown. We've added a lot to DbD over the past 7 years, with a mobile game,
ボードゲームね。
books, a board game, Hooked on
最
You,
近
and even
発
the
売
Dead
さ
by
れた
Daylight
ね。
movie on the way. We've become a franchise with something for everyone. Today, I'm happy to
なんか
announce
右
that
下
we're
にい
ready
ます
to get
ね。
even bigger, expanding Dead by Daylight
なんて恐ろしいキラーなんだ。
players more ways into the fog than ever before. To bring these new experiences to life, we're collaborating with some amazing studios, one with expertise in multiplayer games, and another with expertise in interactive narratives. So with that, let's hear a little bit more about what they've been up to.
え
We're obviously all
Hmm.
horror fans here at Supermassive and massive fans of Dead by Daylight. Now we're thrilled to be collaborating with Behaviour on a brand new single-player interactive story game set in the terrifying omniverse of Dead by Daylight.
We've been working hard to blend the
ごめん、ちょっと見てなかった。
agency and branching
コメン
storytelling
ト見てた。
of
これ何？映画の話？
together with Dead by Daylight's mythology to create an intense narrative experience filled with powerful life or death choices. Our game will be set outside the entity's realm and feature the story of a new cast of characters who players will follow for an unprecedented experience beyond the fog.
This is a whole new way for horror fans to experience
シングルゲーム？
Dead by
へ
Daylight,
ー
and we couldn't be more excited to share it with the world. So stay tuned, we'll have more to reveal later this year.
It's been almost a year since Midwinter joined the Behavior family to work on a brand new project set in the Dead by Daylight universe. One of the things we love most about the world of Dead by Daylight is the infinite possibilities. We thought about the game's multiplayer action, which we love, and reimagined it.
アンティルドーン作って、へえ、マジ？
The themes in our game will center around
なかなか期待できるくないそれ？
These will be present in both the gameplay itself and in the stories of the characters who were tempted to enter a strange new corner of the entity's realms. Our vision is to create a multiplayer PvE experience where instead of facing off against each other, up to 4 players can team up, enter another one of the entity's realms, and take on a
あれ？
host of deadly enemies.
4人プレイヤーがチームを組む。
This project is still in very early stages. We are really excited about what we're doing and can't wait to share more as we go.
Stay tuned for more.
7 years in, and the
倒
world
す
of
の？
Dead by Daylight has never felt bigger. I'm so excited that players will have 2 new ways to explore the entity's realm. There's still a lot of work to do before we'll have more to share, but just follow Dead by Daylight and we'll make sure you're the first to know.
Hi everyone, I'm Xavier Etchepart, Art Director.
Hi everyone, I'm Rosalie, Senior Product Manager.
左の人、あれじゃなかったっけ？去年、
To talk about all the new exciting content coming to the
進撃の巨人コラボの発表の時いたよな。確か。
Rose, it's been 7 years already.
Long journey.
What a long journey, what a beautiful journey, but 7 years old, wow. Dozens of collections, thousands of cosmetics brought to life with passion and dedication by our art departments. And yeah, along the years, we provided to our players an incredible amount of options when it comes to how to represent themselves in the game.
Some would say too many.
Yes, it's a lot of outfits, and more are coming. And today, I think we should share more about it. You know, about what's coming.
We're ready to share.
Yeah. And also, we have a special guest joining us later to discuss about this unique collection we work on together. So, yeah, maybe we should start.
Okay, so
左の人めっちゃ覚えてる。なんかね、顔がアジア系って時点ですごい印象強いわ。
music scene in particular in our cosmetics. And we have 2 collections coming in the next year that, well, although they've just come together and we don't really have any dates yet, but we really couldn't resist sharing. So here goes. First off, Dead by Daylight is partnering with heavy metal legends Iron Maiden.
Yes.
On a collection built around the iconic
Eddie,
who, well, let's be honest, he fits
Eddie's badass.
right into our game, right? All of the cosmetics in this collection will be like portraying his many album cover appearances, which are super cool. And secondly, we're thrilled to be partnering with Slipknot on a collection that showcases many of their trademark masks. We'll be making 9 masks in
バンドとコラボ。アイアンメイデン。
to some of the band's most iconic members over the years. Well, all 4 killers, of course.
Yes.
So yeah, as we said, it's really early for both of these collections, but we'll share more news as we get to work on them. What's next?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to talk about our community. Our community, I mean, since the beginning of Dead by Daylight, they are super important for us.
ヘビメンターのバンドなんだ。へ
We're
え。
attached to put the spotlight on them on a unique store collection since a while. Because, you know, like we have fans all around the world who are also really talented and creative artists.
For sure.
And even if it's not the first time we showcase their work in the store, organizing
the competition,
the competition,
right? We did that before.
Exactly, to appear in game. This year, we would like to take it a step further and unifying our inspirations, passion, guidelines to build something new together.
Wow.
And the result of it is the artist from the Fog collection. So,
今日一の情報まであるマジ
when we asked to our community to submit their work, and
We got what?
hundreds, we
Thousands applications.
Plenty of amazing applications, and we had to select some of them. So I remember we selected 4 winners from Poland, US, Spain, Canada. There is also a 5th country.
すげえ。
We'll keep it for later. Feature on that.
これハントですか
But we invited them to select their favorite character. It was important.
Wow.
And we're super lucky because we ended up with a split of 2 survivors and 2 killers. So balance was perfect. And then we met and we share with them
これツインズだ
all
な。
these things they need to know to work.
ちょっとおーい。おーい。おーい。おい。
Mix and match, etc. Everything they needed before giving them the really precious maximum creative freedom to start their designs. And next we did this regular follow-up with them, and we achieved beautiful and functional designs, still respecting the artist's intentions, but also our needs. And
おーい。おい。帰ってきてくれ。
because
頼む。よ
I
し。
think
よ
like
し
all
よし。
this creativity, these ideas, their design, they brought to our game our fresh approach to it, new eyes. So it's yeah, I mean, I'm super happy with the results. So thanks again for these artists to work on that collection was great.
That's great to hear.
Yes.
And also we have that 5th artist that we invited ourselves to be a part of the Artists from the Fog collection.
Yes.
She's an industry veteran, as you know, known for her fantastic work on like Okami, Bayonetta, the Evil Within series, and of course Ghostfire Tokyo. We're incredibly excited to have her joining us today to share a little bit about her designs. Welcome, Ikumi Nakamura.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
な、
Hi, I'm Ikumi Nakamura. デッドバイデイライトのコミュニティの皆さん、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
よろしくお願いします。
こんにちは。
Welcome, Ikumi-san.
Hi.
It's great having you here today. But before we get into the outfits you created for Dead by Daylight, we wanted to ask you first. Could you share with us what draws you to horror? And like, was it something that you liked growing up? And like, what's so unique to you about creating art in this genre?
なるほど。ホラーに惹かれる理由は、私もともとお父さんが小さい頃からホラー映画とかホラーのゲームをたくさん与えられて育てられたので、正直惹かれる理由はあんまりよくわからないんです。なぜかというと、自分の体のなんか細胞の中にホラーが染み込んでて、ホラーがあると絶対見るし、ホラーの作品があるとすごい気になっていつも見ちゃうし、でもやっぱりホラーってなんだろう、こう掘り下げていくと結局のところ人の死とか人の生きるとかが描かれていて、非常に多様性があるジャンルだなと思って惹かれるんだと思います。
And you're creating 3 outfits for this collection, each featuring a character that really, really resonates with our Japanese fans. Could you share with us what stood out the most about each of them to you?
一人はキラーの寒山鬼ですね。で、彼は呪いの消しの鬼なので、私の住む国の日本の文化を取り入れた呪詛の時に着る服をアウトフィットとして寒山流にデザインさせていただきました。で、 リジョンのジュリさんは、狂気的な学生の気持ちを持っている女の子だと思っているので、それを表すためにそういう私たちの文化であるスクールガールの衣装をアウトフィットで彼女にあげてみました。
めっちゃいいやん。
もう一人がユイで、彼女はすごくバイクを乗ってる楽しい女性だなって思って大好きなんですけれども、そんな彼女の私生活とか彼女が原宿とか行ったらどんな格好をするんだろうっていうのが見たくて、
すごいな。
してみました。
We'd also love to learn more about the whole process and your inspiration for the creation of the design.
キャンドルを頭につけてるんですけど、それはプレイヤーから見たら寒山が来た隠れなきゃって分かるような目印にもなるし、ゲーム的にもつけてデザインにしてます。でもう一人のジョリーさんに関しては、もともと4人でリージョンじゃんでだから4人デザインしたらいいのかなと思って4人デザインしちゃったら1人でいいですって言われて、分かりましたっつって言ってジョリーさんをデザインさせていただいて、で今80年代とか70年代のポップカルチャーが非常に世界的にも流行しているので、そこ
確かになんか
生きていた学生
ゴーストワイヤー東京にいそう。
ヤンキーとスケバンだと思ってそのアウトフィットを彼らにあげました。はい。でユイに関してはいそう女の子のじゃないですかだから彼女の本当私生活できるのをすごく見たいって思ったのがまず第一で、次に彼女のいつもはバイクの
強そう
バイカーの衣装を着てるからわからないんですけど、実際彼女が可愛い服を着た時にどれだけキラーから傷つけられてる姿が見れるのかもっと見たかったんで、比較的薄着にして彼女がキラーから逃げやすいように動きやすいようにしてスポーティーなスタイルを取り入れました。はい。
Well, thanks again for joining us today, Kumi-san. The outfits look really amazing, and we can't wait for fans around the world to enjoy them. So the Artist from the Fog collection, featuring work from Ikumi Nakamura, will be available in the Dead by Daylight in-game store this summer.
Oh, one more thing. I have a last announcement.
What?
And it will be a nice piece of nostalgia for any long-time fans of Behavior. Because we have our team, our big team, and an important part of this team worked on a game a long time ago named Naughty Bear.
Oh my god.
Naughty Bear, Naughty Bear. You know, this game featured a bear living in his happy community of bears, but he's going on a murderous rampage after they didn't invite him to a party. I mean, what an iconic character, super interesting, and we were attached to bring it to the game since a while, and I'm super happy because now we are finally doing it.
Players have been asking for it.
Yeah, I know, and it's coming soon. This year is coming.
Wow.
And we will attach a cosmetic.
なんかトラッパーって名前出るだけ。
Give him a royal treatment. It will be a lot of fun for players.
いや、いいね。
Thank you for watching.
いいね。
I hope you really enjoyed all this announcement, all the upcoming outfits coming this year. And thank you again, Ikumi Nakamura.
かわいいや。いいや。
To be here with us today. It was a real pleasure to work with you. Stay tuned because Jean and Sarah are coming up next to talk about the in-game celebrations for the 7th anniversary. Thank you for watching. Bye.
All right, this time for real. Okay.
Cut! Matt.
Seriously?
We've talked about this.
No, but
What's so hard? We've been doing this for 5 years together.
But I can do it right now. It's like 2 minutes.
Wait
Seriously.
For your cue.
No, but...
Hey there, I'm Sarah Robinson. I'm one of the Associate Art Directors on Dead by Daylight. I help out with a number of areas of the game, but events are definitely one of my favorites.
And I'm Gene Escalante, a senior game
イベントだって、もしかしたらバーベキューイベントのことあるかもね。
I'm so glad that I get to be here with Sarah, as 7 years ago, when I first became a fan of DbD, she helped me get my very first tattoo, which was altruism, just 2 months after the game's release. Thank you.
No problem. Happy. Okay, So, Jean, there's lots to celebrate this year. And we're kicking things off early this year with a month of in-game activations leading up to the anniversary event. So tell us more about these activations.
Exactly. So each week we will be celebrating a different 2-year period of Dead by Daylight's history. So that'll include characters, maps, and mechanics that were introduced during those periods. So for example, week 1 will be featuring the Blood Hunts. Week 2 will then be doubling the Rift fragments for your Rift Pass. And in week 3, we will be inviting you, the players, to vote for a community choice event, which will occur during the Chapter 28 release. And once the anniversary event goes live, we'll be doing giveaways for previous anniversary cosmetics, including outfits and the Year 5 crowns.
Twisted Masquerade was a huge hit last year. And this year, we're bringing it back bigger and better than ever. But the host of the Twisted Masquerade has actually stepped out of the shadows this year and has lent their certain special kind of decorating skills to our in-game event. What can players expect to see?
Well, the host has introduced a lot of various artworks throughout various areas of the game, so you'll definitely want to check those out. And yeah, Father Campbell's Chapel has gone through a complete masquerade makeover, and it looks incredible. But this host seems to have brought along some mysterious masked figures. What are these like weird ghostly spirits? Who or what are they? If you want to find out, you're going to have to take a closer look.
Speaking of masked figures, we're bringing back Masquerade Mask this year. We have 12 new masks for 12 new characters. But getting your hands on them last year was a little tricky. For killers, you had to make it through your trial. And for survivors, you had to actually make it through the exit gate. So how have we improved things for this year?
Well, the invitations that came out last year, Sarah, they'll be back. But this time, invitations will be holding charges, and you'll use those charges to kind of mess with the opposition while you're in chase. So if you're a survivor, what you'll be able to do is block the window vaults so the killer can't pursue you, and you'll also be able to spawn a pallet, which can be used in an emergency, but it'll break right upon use. Killers, on the other hand, they'll be able to reduce the impact of a stun, remotely break a pallet or a breakable wall, and survivors better watch out about this one, they will be able to inflict the exposed status effect on you once they've reached a tier of bloodlust.
なんか偉いこと言ってんな。いろいろなんかぐちゃぐちゃ言ってるぞ。大丈夫?
You will need to make sure that you are holding on to at least one charge by the time that an exit opens, and that's either the exit gate or the
マジでパーティーだな、パーティー。パーティーだな、パーティー。お祭りお祭り。むちゃくちゃなイベントです、これ。カオスを楽しめってことだね、多分。
I love the players have a mechanic now where they can gain these masks without having to escape the trial. So, beyond the mask, we have a number of excellent unlockable cosmetics as part of the Twisted Masquerade event tome, including 2 brand new outfits. Last year, our guests of honor were Hattie and the Dredge as part of our Roots of Dread chapter. But this year, we're highlighting 2 fan favorites, Nia and the Hillbilly. We also have a number of playfully chaotic charms for you to collect. It's worth noting, though, that all of last year's cosmetics, masks, outfits are going to be available in the store. So if you missed out on anything, now's your chance to go collect them.
Exactly. And keeping track of their collections is going to be much easier this year. So the event pop-up now is multi-tabbed. So you'll be able to find a collection tab and a store tab. In the collection tab, you'll find anything that can be earned through event gameplay or through the event tome. And in the store tab, you'll be able to find anything that we want to feature that is event related. And in there, you'll be able to find the Feng Min and the Ghostface outfits, which are brand new Twisted Masquerade outfits. So be sure to check those out.
We've got one more thing coming as part of the anniversary event, don't we, Jean? This year, we're debuting a new kind of challenge condition. Random perks. This is exactly what it sounds like. You roll the proverbial dice, and your loadout is equipped with those random perks. So this is a condition you might see on challenges that ask you to heal a survivor or down a survivor, for example. Last but not least, we're bringing back community challenges. So this is a great time for the whole community to
で
get
もなんか
together.
こういうやっぱ周年記念のイベントとか配信見るとさ、
Exactly, Sarah.
なんかあれだよな、
Ready to support you
そ
guys
の
through those community challenges.
アジア
So
圏
make sure
と
to stay
それ以外
tuned
の
and don't forget that the road to
リー
anniversary
ジョン
content
の
starts today.
温度差すごいなって感じるよね。
That is a wrap on the 7th anniversary show for Dead by Daylight and another year of content reveals. Thank you so much for joining us and spending your day with us here. It's been as exciting as I hoped it would be. I hope you've enjoyed it. And don't forget that the PTB for End transmission is live right now. So if you're on PC, you can jump over and start testing out things that were just revealed in the show today, which is pretty special. So thanks once again to our dev team back at the
Eric,
studio.
wait.
Thanks. Oh, right.
I have one last thing, seriously, before we
Please.
finish. I know we had some great reveals today, but I have one last thing that I'm super thrilled to talk about. We are welcoming into the fog this year someone, I mean, it's a brand new survivor, like we've never done before. He's an amazing actor.
ああ、これは
with a
まあ
career that
発表ありましたね、多
spans
分。
decades. He's done everything, all the greatest movies you've ever seen. He's been in the horror
え
world,
もしかして本人
from
来る？
cult classics to cosmic horror. He will be joining the fog this summer. We are so excited to have him with us.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. It can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know.
うん。チャプター名ニコラス・ケイジ。おもろ。名店が本にいる？え？え？え？終わっちゃったよ。え、なんか急に終わったけど。ん？ん？ちょっと待って、ちょっと待ってみたいなノリじゃないのこれは。え？あ、終わったこれ。新キラーの発表は、ありましたね。確かにこれ多分ニコラス・ケイジ実装しますっていうあの発表いらなかったんじゃねっていう、ここで発表で良かった気がするけど。多分ここで発表してニコラス・ケイジ来んのってで Thanks for watching でああマジか楽しみだなってなるとは思うんだけど、もう事前に告知あったからさ、あまあ告知ありましたよね、終わりみたいな。いやニコラス・ケイジはあれリークでもないでしょ、あれ公式が発表してたから。うん。そういえばなんか新しいスタンプある。ハテナスタンプあったじゃないですか。あれを更新しました。 ちょっとハスキー犬好きなので、ハスキー犬にハテナをつけました。茶色のうんこスタンプは、ちょっとこの後来るスタンプの容量のために枠開けました。この後、ちょっとうちの配信のことになるんですけど、この後続々とスタンプが実装される予定なので、ぜひ、メンバーの皆さん、最近だいぶ増えましたよ。ちょっとちらって見たらもう、なんか、200何十人みたいな言ってましたけども、メンバーの皆さん、今しばらくお待ちいただけたら幸いです。ちなみにこのハテナスタンプね、今まで実装してなかっただけで、だいぶ前から、持ってました。かわいいっしょ。そう、スタンプ増えます。やったねって。本当に終わりっすかこれ。終わっちゃったよ。なんか本当に終わりらしい。何の映像流れてるこれ。何これ。なんか、テウィさんのアーカイブ流れてたわ。ウケるね。はい、ということで、僕の配信も終わります。じゃあ、さよなら。明日も配信するんで、よければ。PTB はね、4日後ですね。4日後にやるみたいです。では。チャンネル登録、高評価よろしくね。なんかいい感じに締めてくれ。